Hi guys, what's up? Welcome in today's video. If you're new here, thanks for joining, and if you're my returning subscriber, thanks for always joining. And before we jump into today's video, I want to point out a few points about people coming here with their negativity. Please, there are some people coming here saying that it's not true. Why are you spreading bad image of Nigeria? You know there are those people with big mouth. Please go open up your channel. This is not your channel. Go open up your channel, you start giving orders from there, and you start telling your experiences as well. We are different people, we go through different experiences. So those were my experiences. Stop pretending like as if I boarded that plane with you that day and we went together to Nigeria. If you have your negative vibe or you have your negative comments, keep them to yourself. And if you think that it's not true, why are you coming here commenting negative comments? If you think it's not true, zip up, keep quiet. If you're offended with what I'm saying, I'm very sorry. I'm sorry if you're offended, but that's what I went through. I can't change it. It will never be changed in my history. So let the people who want to watch and the people who want to learn or to know before they travel, watch. It's for you. If you don't care, it's okay, just scroll. I'm not forcing you to watch my videos, Anyway, guys, welcome in today's video once again. I'm sorry to start this video like this. In today's video, guys, I'm here to warn each and every Nigerian who lives in Nigeria. I don't know where you're from, I don't know where you live. Please, guys, be careful with the agents that you use. Be careful with the agents that you use that tell you to take you to outside countries to work. So this is the story that I'm telling you of a Nigerian guy that I met in Vietnam that was scammed $4,000. Was scammed $4,000, and he was stranded in Vietnam. So how did this guy end up in Vietnam? This guy was a teacher in Nigeria. I don't know which state. Anyway, let me first take you back how I met this guy. Because when I was in Vietnam, because whenever I travel, I try to look for a church. If I know that I'm gonna stay in a country for a long time, I try to look for a church that I can engage myself in. So that church is like international and everything. So that's where I met this guy. I met that guy in that church. And there are a lot of people, like people from all over the world, different countries and everything. So how I meet this guy, they be like, visitors, stand up. We stood up. The good thing, he was sitting next to me. He'll be like, hey, Banai, my brother, how are you? We talked even before they made us stand up, because he came and sat next to me even before they made us stand up. Like, you know how church goes, if you go to church. So we talked a little bit. I was like, how are you, my brother? I'm fine. Where are you from? Nigeria? And she was like, where are you from? I'm from in Uganda. And then the service started. So yeah, and everything went on. You know how church services go. So after church, there is this gathering that we make as visitors. Like, we go and maybe have lunch or supper or dinner. So we're like 5. There were 2, we're like 5, me, there were 2 Nigerian guys and other 3, a couple that was coming from the US, and some other guy, he was from Europe, something like that. I think he was from Europe, yeah. So we went. I remember that day we had boncha with other members of the church. We sat down, we started eating, and yeah, like, we started having conversation, so me, I talked to everyone. So me, I sat, like, the way we sat, like, these 2 Nigerian guys were facing in front of me. Of course, you know how if you meet a fellow African, like, you're so happy, to interact, so for me, I was not like even minding like the other people's business, because they were talking themselves, even us, like we were talking about ourselves, but we were on the same table, So I started having a conversation with these 2 guys. Actually, there were 2, but one, his situation was not that bad, because he had already figured out what to do in Vietnam. And on top of that, like, he went through the same experience. You know, he went through the same, but for him, he had stayed there because in Vietnam they give you 3 months. So that was like his last month, but he had already figured out his things because he seemed to be like a chap guy, you know. So this other one, we start having a conversation. He tells me that I've only been here for like 3 weeks now. I came with this company from Nigeria. The guy asked me 4,000 US dollars to get for me a job in Vietnam. And then I was like, what were you doing back at home? He told me he was a teacher. He was a teacher. He quit his job because who got for him the agency to take him in Vietnam. So he tells me all his story. He be like, yeah, I did the paperwork. This guy told him that you have to, I'm gonna get for you the visa, the ticket, everything, but what you have to give me 4,000 US dollars. But you know how and then the guy was like, there are jobs there, the job is already waiting for you in Vietnam, the job is waiting for you. You know how it is back at home in Africa, you know, like, you know, you've got this agent, you see that everything there, people who know how to scam. And it's not only in Nigeria, it's in most of African countries. Even in my country, people are being scammed by these agencies. It's so absurd. People are being scammed by these agencies. I hear they're taking them to Arab countries. So this guy, of course, he goes, picks money in the bank, borrows money in the family, siblings. You know, he went borrowing money and he got the 4,000 US dollars. He paid. So mind you, that $4,000 is a lot, because Vietnam visa is online for almost every African country, and it costs you only, please, if you're hearing this, one should scam you guys. You can get the visa online and it is $25. It is $25 for the Vietnamese visa. No one should scam you in your country. And that visa is the tourist visa. They give you 3 months. They give you 3 months. This guy was told that you're going to go for 3 months. Then in those 3 months, your visa is going to be changed into a work permit. Katinga, the guy pays everything. The guy, he told me he gave the guy 4,000 on top. Boom. Now, time for traveling. The guy packs his bag, saying that, I'm going to Vietnam to start working. The job is already there. You know that everything is set. You have someone who's going to pick you from the airport and everything. And then the guy was told that, this agent told the guy that even the hotel is prepared for you. So you just have to go and you find someone to pick you at the airport. The guy travels, packs his bag, arrives in Hanoi. Hanoi is the capital city of Vietnam. He arrives in Hanoi. So when he arrived in Hanoi, poor guy, yes, someone picked him from the airport. That's what he told me. When he arrived at the airport, you know, the taxi drivers that, like, they print out your name, you see it and everything. So he saw his name, he entered into a taxi, and the taxi took him to his destination. And the taxi driver asked him $40. $40. I don't know if there is a connection between the two in Vietnam and in Nigeria. I don't know. The guy asked him $40 and he took him to a hotel. So that was like the first red sign that he used a fake company, that the company he used, they were scamming him. So He arrives at the hotel. The guy is like, pay me $40. $40, but also the taxi driver was a scammer. Because I don't know, anyway, I don't know where they took him, to be honest, you know, and you have to bargain. You know how taxi drivers be in every country, most especially if you're coming from the airport, it's your first time in the country. Guys, do you know how many times I've been scammed by taxi drivers in every country when I'm coming from the airport? They ask you $20. By the time you go and ask people around in the country, when you've already spent there 1 week, they be like, they scammed you, you're supposed to pay $5. You know, anyway, it's everywhere. You know, you get scammed everywhere, especially by airport pickups. 100%, if it's your first time in the country, they will scam you. And by that time, like, you don't know the currency, you don't know how to calculate, you don't know, you know, everything. So my dear brother arrives at the hotel. The hotel tells him, yes, we're expecting you. Is your name this and this? I think the other guy back in Nigeria booked on booking.com, and then somehow, somewhere, I don't know, they said that they told the hotel to pick him up. You get, like, you know those hotels that you book on booking.com, then they also have airport pickups. So I think that's how it was. So the guy arrives at the hotel. So when the guy arrived at the hotel says that you're this and this, yes. You're from this and this, yes. They'll be like, oh, welcome. You know how hotel people are. The hotel tells him that you didn't pay. That's when the hotel told the guy that you didn't pay for the hotel, now you have to pay before you check in and everything. So that's when the guy clicks, and then he's like, they scammed me. He tries to go on WhatsApp to text the guy. The phone has never been on WhatsApp. Like, never been on WhatsApp. Mind you, this guy was telling me, so the guy is telling me the story. He's like, mind you, right now, I only have $800 on me. I don't have a ticket back home. He doesn't have a job. He has to pay for accommodation. And you know, when you're traveling, accommodation is so expensive. Like, a week, if you get the cheapest, a week you can pay like something like $30, and that is like in a hostel. So this guy was still living in like a hotel, and he was paying like, he told me he was paying like $15 per day. Yeah, $15 per day. Guys, I felt so touched. I felt so bad. I felt so sorry. I didn't know how to help him. What I told him is that I think, first of all, you have to first move from that hotel because it's so expensive. You have to change to a hostel because hostels are very cheap. And on top of that, in hostels, you meet a lot of people, you know. I was like, maybe you might meet someone who can connect you with someone, you know. I felt so bad. Like, and imagine, this guy had a job in Nigeria. Like, this guy was a teacher in Nigeria. Even he told me that, can you imagine that money they scammed me, that 4,000, I can survive on it for like 2 years back at home. And then he was like, I would have opened up a business in that money. And then I told him, like, what are you going to do? Like, can't you use that 800 that you have to buy a ticket back home? And then he was like, I can't go back home because people are demanding me money. I have a huge debt of $4,000. People are gonna kill me, people are gonna arrest me. I can't go back home. So I told her, like, because he came in a sense of English teaching in Vietnam. Guys, there are no jobs for English teaching in Vietnam. No one should lie to you. I know you see a lot of Africans that do content in Vietnam that they are jobs. But guys, like, I think those people came during the pandemic. Those people came during COVID. So that the demand was high. So they used to hire anybody, whether you're African or, you know. But now there are no jobs for Africans in Vietnam, guys. There are no jobs. There are no English jobs. Don't let those companies steal you, you know. And there are a lot of Nigerians in Vietnam. There are so many. Guys, those companies shouldn't lie to you. Like in most countries in Asia that take English teachers, they only take natives. They take native teachers. In Africa, it's only one country that they take. That is South Africa. But other countries in Africa, they don't, because we are not natives. So if you see Africans doing videos that there are jobs in Vietnam, guys, there are no jobs, please. There are no jobs in Vietnam for teaching for Africans. If you're not native, there is no job for you. Don't let companies steal you. Don't let those scammers take your money. Invest your money somewhere else. They are scamming you. You're gonna go to Vietnam and get stranded. Even I don't know how this guy heard of, I hear there are jobs in Vietnam. I don't know how he heard of it. I asked him, how did you hear about that? And then he was like, some friend told me, then some friend connected me. Like, I asked him, did you even do research? Did you do research about it? Guys, I'm telling you, this story is very long because it continues. I don't know if I should do part 2. It's great because I took his contact. We continued talking. I continued advising him, like encouraging him, because I was so scared that the guy would even commit suicide. I was so scared. I continued texting him. I was like, be strong, keep on looking for jobs. Maybe God will open up a door for you and you get a job. You know, because there are some people who are lucky. So my fellow Africans, not only Nigerians, my fellow Africans, be careful with the companies that you use. Be careful. They are going to take your money. Do research. Do research. Those companies are scammers. People are scammers. People are looking for money as well. People are trying to survive. Imagine you have to borrow money from your family. Someone is scamming you. Guys, please be careful. And I'm saying this once again. There are no teaching jobs for non-natives in Vietnam. Because on that table, we had a conversation. Even the other guy who I told you, the other Nigerian guy, he told me they did him the same thing. He came to Vietnam to look for teaching job, but he never got it. And it's the same situation that this guy got. But just that this guy is so smart. The moment he came, he got a girl. And they got married. And then he got a... how do they say it? If you marry someone, he got a, how do they call it? Like a visa, a long-term visa. You know, it's, guys, it's crazy. It's insane. Like, these companies really scam people. Like, these companies scam people. Guys, be careful. I don't know. In 2025, guys, be careful. Don't let a company steal you that is taking you to Asia to get a job. Please. Please do research. Make your research. I felt so sad for my brother. Even I thought that this guy is going to create suicide. You would see that he's scared, he's worried. You know, you can see that someone is worried in the face. You can see the fear. I don't know even what he was eating, because he was like, let me tell you, I only have 800 bucks in my pocket. I don't have anything else. And that he had already run only 1 month. And he's like, I can't go back to Nigeria because people are demanding me $4,000 US dollars. So guys, that's it. Hope you've learned something, and thanks for watching today's video.